This is the Music History Today podcast for November the 30th. On today's show, Glen Campbell and Slayer play their final concerts. One definitely and one, well, we'll explain. On this date, in 1792, composer Ernst Wolff passed away at the age of 57. In 1985, composer Jules Massenet's opera Le Cid premiered in Paris. In 1940, musician and entertainer extraordinaire Mr. Desi Arnaz married actress Lucille Ball. In 1966, Jeff Beck left the Yardbirds. In 1998, the Radiohead documentary Meeting People is Easy was released. In 2012, Glen Campbell played his final concert of his Goodbye Tour, which was at the Uptown Theater in Napa, California. Glen couldn't continue touring once it became clear that the effects from his Alzheimer's disease took hold completely, and he couldn't make it through a concert without becoming disoriented. The tour was arranged so he could say goodbye to his fans. The final song that he ever played, Gentle on My Mind. In 2016, the Kensington, Canada Police Department announced that drunk drivers who were arrested would, quote, on top of a hefty fine, a criminal charge, and a year's driving suspension, we will also provide you with a bonus gift of playing the office's copy of Nickelback in the cruiser on the way to jail. End quote. The police later said that it was a joke. What probably changed their minds was the fact that their officers would have to listen to Nickelback in the car as well, and that idea probably didn't sit well with them. Personally, I have nothing against Nickelback. I like them. How You Remind Me and Photograph are still great songs, and I will die on that hill, people. I'm just saying. Anyway, in 2017, entertainer extraordinaire Mr. Jim Nabors passed away at the age of 87. In 2019, Slayer supposedly played their final career-ending concert, which was during what they called their final campaign tour. The concert was the second of two sold-out shows at the Forum in Inglewood, California. They played a 20-song set and ended with the song Angel of Death. But, much like every other band, retirement didn't take. In 2024, they announced that they were back together and would be doing reunion concerts. Go figure. In 2022, Christine McVie of Fleetwood Mac passed away at the age of 79. Christine sang lead on hit songs like You Make Loving Fun, Everywhere, and Out of My Head, and also shared lead singing duties with Lindsey Buckingham on Don't Stop and Hold Me. And in 2023, Shane MacGowan of the Pogues passed away at the age of 65. The Pogues are known for songs like Fairy Tale of New York and A Pair of Brown Eyes. In award ceremonies that were held on November the 30th, in 2011, Skrillex became the first EDM DJ to ever be nominated for a Best New Artist Grammy Award. In 2017, the country of Barbados renamed the street where Rihanna grew up, Westbury New Road, to Rihanna Drive. In 2021, Josephine Baker had her body ceremonially laid to rest in the Pantheon in Paris, becoming the first Black American woman to be given the honor of being laid to rest in France's sacred cruciform building. Josephine's actual body is still buried in Monaco, where she passed away on April 12, 1975. Authorities took soil from her burial site and other places that were important to her life, put them in a coffin, and that was what was laid to rest at the Pantheon, rather than her actual body, which her family did not want moved from Monaco because it is buried at the mansion that she had and loved. Albums that were released on November the 30th include in 1973 when Manfred Mann's Earth Band released Solar Fire. In 1977, Stevie Wonder released Looking Back. In 1978, Steely Dan released their greatest hits album. In 1979, Pink Floyd released their classic album, The Wall. We actually go over the making of this album on this week's Music History In-Depth podcast, which has dropped on this network. In 1981, ABBA released The Visitors and Yes released Classic Yes. In 1982, Sammy Hagar released Three Lock Box. In 1983, Bad Religion released Into the Unknown. In 1985, The Who released Who's Missing. In 1997, Shadows Fall released Somber Eyes to the Sky. In 2004, Kelly Clarkson released Breakaway. In 2004, same day, Jay-Z and Linkin Park released their collaboration EP, Collision Course. And in 2010, Ronald Isley released the album Mr. I. Singles that were released on November the 30th include in 1958 when the Crests released 16 Candles. In 1968, Sly and the Family Stone released Everyday People. In 1976, Bob Dylan did a twofer. He released Stuck Inside a Mobile with the Memphis Blues Again and Rita Mae. And in 1988, Guns N' Roses released Paradise City. Before we continue, we'd like to tell you that we've started Season 2 of the Music History In-Depth podcast, where we go more in-depth on some of the events that we mention on this particular podcast. The Music History In-Depth podcast drops every Tuesday on this podcast network. Now, back to the Music History Today podcast. Artists who were born on November the 30th include businessman and longtime host of the show American Bandstand, Mr. Dick Clark. Also, Sherry Curry of the Runaways, rocker Billy Idol, singer Clay Aiken, country music singer Mindy McCready, John Ashton of the Psychedelic Furs, John Moyer of the group Disturbed, George McCardle of the Little River Band, June Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, songwriter and musician Shuggie Otis, Roger Glover of Deep Purple, Leo Leons of 10 Years After, Rob Grill of the Grassroots, country music singer Frank Eifold, producer Jimmy Bowen, country music singer Jack Renault, singer Luther Ingram, Bob Moore of Moby Grape, Teddy Wilburn of the Wilburn Brothers, singer Alan Sherman, singer Brownie McGee, singer Desiree, Paul Wheeler of Icehouse, Jaleel Hutchins of Houdini, singer Stacy Q, Dougie Pointer of McFly, singer and actor Mr. Mandy Patinkin, Pat Rizzo of Sly and the Family Stone, and Ruby Starr of Black Oak, Arkansas. Artists who unfortunately passed away on November the 30th include organist Thomas Wilkes, organist Nicholas de Grigny, cellist Johann Schechte, musicologist Fritz Volbach, conductor Wilhelm Furtwängler, opera singer Beniamino Gigli, jazz guitarist Dick McPartland, jazz musician Don Redman, singer and actor Bruce Yarnell, jazz saxophonist Charlie Rouse, country music singer David Houston, jazz drummer Connie Kay of the Modern Jazz Quartet, orchestral leader Irwin Kostal, rapper aka Stretch, singer-songwriter Tiny Tim of Tiptoe Through the Tulips fame, jazz guitarist Charlie Bird, Scott Smith of Loverboy, the organist and conductor of the Latvian National Opera from 1933 to 1944, Janis Kalnins, lyricist El Hadi Adam, drummer Munetaka Higuchi of the group Loudness, opera singer Pete Hoffman, jazz clarinetist Monty Sunshine, and singer Jay Blackfoot of the group The Soul Children, musician Tabu Rochero, opera singer Alexei Maslenikov, lyricist Siri Vanilla Sastry, and record producer and singer Steve Alemo. Next on the Music History Today podcast, it is December 1st, when in 1971, John Lennon released Happy Christmas, War is Over.